All right, everybody, welcome to the Studying Brew, episode 968 on this beautiful Thursday evening. A little bit of throwback Thursday, a little bit of, I feel like I should have been like doing the Art LeBeau. This one goes out to, that special someone in LA or whatever he used to say, right? I don't know. Anyways, a little bit of Lionel Richie, Commodores. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for being here. You guys are all the best. It is Thursday night. We are going to have a Studying Brew. This is your free 30 that we do live Monday through Thursday. We're so happy that you guys are here because you could have been anywhere else, but you decided to be here. And that's what is important, that you guys are getting this thing consistently. You're getting on this thing. You're building this in as a routine. You're building this into what you need to do on the daily and to be consistent, because consistency is everything. If you want to know how you get this thing done, it's being consistent. It's being consistent. You got to be consistent. You can't be kind of consistent. You have to be completely consistent. It's like a diet. It's like exercise. It's like all the things that, most people don't like. You need to learn how to love it. Most people don't like to study because it requires work. It requires reading. It requires you to be challenged. It requires you to step away from the things that you like to do that are probably more pleasurable, like watching TV, laying around, doing anything else. Like Brandy, she would love to do laundry. And if you know Brandy, she doesn't like laundry. So that's how much she loves studying. She would rather do laundry.
I wish I had my videos when I was studying.
Yeah, Brandy literally wishes she had her when she was studying. But unfortunately, she had the crusty ones that you all know. If you're in Primerica, you all know what I'm talking about. She had those ones, and they were crusty, and they were tiring, and they were slow, and they were.
I watched 10 minutes.
Yeah, and she fell asleep every time. It was like a lullaby. And by the way, this stuff, to their credit, look, this stuff is not entertaining, right? This security stuff, it's dense, right? It's dense material. It's not like,
Hey, I make it exciting.
No, that's different. I said the material. It's not like it's not like uncovering an ancient past, it is a lot. You really got to work hard to make it entertaining, and we do try to make it entertaining. I think Brandy does a great job, but some people might think differently. But she's kooky. She has her jokes. She does her thing. And if you've been on the lives, and by the way, her name is Brandy. She's got her Series 6, 63, 26, 65, and her Series 7, which makes her more than qualified. And of course, she went through all the studying, and I watched her. My name is Andy, by the way. I'm the guy that picked up the book when she threw it across the room and says, "I can't do this no more." She put it on, it happened. I just noticed you got the tattoos going.
I know. I'm sorry. I totally forgot.
Yeah.
It glided off the table fastly.
This might be the first Studying Brew where you are showing the ink. I think this is the first time. Brandy never shows the ink. Anyways, I just noticed that. All right, everybody. Anyways, back to it. Brandy would be like throwing the book. She'd be, frustrated, throwing markers. She never kicked the dog, but might have kicked me. Might have kicked the chair a little bit. Get upset, right? We've had these moments where you break down, don't know if you can do it, have the doubt, hard to connect with your faith, right? But you got to have faith, and you have to have grace. Guys, you have to have faith and grace through this process. And why am I telling you all this? Because this is the reasons and this is what I hear all the time, whether it's an email, a text, or whatever. People, they sometimes like to let their frustrations out because they're just like, man, I don't know what I've been trying. It's difficult. It's this, it's that. And it's like, okay, well, how often do you study? Well, Monday I did good, and Wednesday was all right. And then, stuff happened. And then the next week I was on Monday again. Well, that's why you're struggling. That's why you're struggling. It's like if you were trying to lose weight and someone said, okay, here's the diet. And you're like, well, Monday I was good on it. Wednesday I was good, but stuff happened. Grandma came over, had tamales.
Your daughter's cooking delicious smelling.
Yeah, your daughter's cooking cookies. You know, there's ice
Bacon.
cream. Someone called out pizza party. You know, there's like all this other stuff that was so good. You don't get it. No, I get it, dude. I get it. We all get it. But you can't complain that the fact that you gained weight instead of lost weight when you're supposed to be on a diet. You weren't consistent. You weren't doing what you were supposed to. The discipline was not there. The discipline was not there. And then some people were like, well, I had the discipline, but I didn't get the weight that I wanted off. Well, guess what? It takes a little more than what the diet was asking for, doesn't it? You're that person who requires a little bit more. You might have to actually walk. You might actually have to get out there and exercise. You might have to be, you know, do a couple other things that other people don't have to do because you are you. And that's not a bad thing. Everybody's different. Everybody has their own challenges. Everybody has their own struggles. Everybody's different in that way. You're different from your neighbor. You're different from the person that's on the Zoom. You're different. I think we all need to stop thinking we're all the same. We ain't. We all the same. We all learn the same. We don't even teach this stuff to where you guys have to do it the same way universally. We like to think that we have different ways for you guys to do this. So that way you have all, that's why Brandy has that test out to learn what kind of learner you are. So that way you can figure out which way works for you. Are you an auditory person? Are you a visual person? Are you a kinesthetic person? Some of you might be going, I don't even know what a kinesthetic is. Maybe I have it.
Maybe I have it.
Right? You might have it. You know what I mean? But that's the way it is, right? We don't even know what it is. You're like, maybe I do have that. I don't know. Do you test it? Is it contagious? No, but you don't know. You know why? Because we came from school, with a public school. Most of us went to public school. And what do? They treat us all the same. They herd us in like cattle with our little backpacks and our drinks. And they say, sit down. You're all going to do this all the same. And you're going to all do this all the same. And then you're going to take the test all the same. And then you go ask the teacher, how do you get this? How do you get a better answer? And how that once in a while you have a teacher who's like a diamond.
Yeah.
That'll take the time and sit there and teach you. I don't want to group all teachers in the same. Some teachers will say, hey, look, I don't know if you ever heard of this thing called kinesthetic, but you have it. But you never know, right? And then they go, but you didn't know that. And then you change up your learning, right? Some of you all maybe never even knew you had dyslexia or ADD as a kid. Like I don't want to date us too, Brandy's much younger than I am, but when I was in school, in the 90s and the 80s, they didn't care if you got ADD. They just told you to shut up. You know what I mean? Go sit in the corner. Stop moving around. Go to the principal's. And then back in the day when we were in kid, if you couldn't behave and sit still, you go to the principal's office and they go give you a whooping. Like that's where we come from, right? That's craziness, but that's what it was. They didn't care about none of that. You know what I mean? They didn't care. ADD, I got SPANK for you right here. Spank right on the butt. That's what we got. But that's the truth.
Only boys have ADD. That was my
all that stuff, but it turns out there's other things that we need to know so that way we can learn. Now you're older. Now you're up against it. Now you need to get a license that requires you to study. And maybe some of you never addressed any of these things and you never knew this about yourself. You never knew that's how you study. If you're not on our program and you haven't been with us and you're only taking advantage of the free, you're missing out, because in those live sessions, in the tutoring, Brandy does address that. She does help you. That's why we have the things we have. We have the videos. We have the audios. We have the live sessions where you can ask and be like, hey, let's take a quiz together. That's for a kinesthetic person, by the way. They have to learn by doing. That's why we do live quizzes. That's why Brandy breaks it down with you. That's why we have all the different things that we have. So that way you guys can learn. And some people are like, well, can't you just be like this? Can't you just be like it? No, that's already exists. Why would I do something that already exists? That's like saying, hey, why don't you go reinvent the wheel? Why? The wheel's already there. It's already been invented. Give me something new. Give me something different. Give me something that I don't have everywhere else, that I don't already have for free from my firm. That's it. That's what we have here. So if you want to get onto our program, it's not too late to get onto the academy. It's not too late to start a 21-day. The 21-day plan is anytime, anywhere. You can do that. So if you're busy, you can't figure it out, look, get in on that. Get into the live sessions. If you're missing out on the exam masteries, like the one that's happening tomorrow morning, get on that. Brandy's showing you how to put it together. Y'all learn content, but now you need to learn how to put it together. There are replays available for the live the mastery exam sessions. So if you like the test taking techniques like from tonight, because that's what we're going to do tonight, guys, get on the live sessions. Brandy's doing that. She's showing you how she does her exams, how she goes through questions in 12 seconds, 6 seconds. She don't take longer than 30 seconds to take down a quiz, a question. Never. Guys, that's how. She's showing you how to do it. She's not just throwing a book at you and saying, here's the content, figure it out and get your scores up to 70%. That ain't what's happening. So if you want to get in on that, join up, scan the QR code, hit the links. By the way, I want to say thank you to all the members that make it happen. This is how this free happens, is because of the members. They're making sure that everything stays on. They're like, hey, I want to do what you guys have and I want to get on it. And I want to get into those course materials. Guys, thank you so much. But also we're in it with you. We're going to be with you as a family. We're going to do this as a Kona family to get you through this thing. Kona community on the Discord. They had a study session this evening. Guys, they have one almost every night. Check it out. There's somebody on there doing the study. You don't have to study alone. We got study guides, SIE 6 and 63. We got all kinds of stuff. Scan the QR code, hit the links, 951-290-3077. Give me a call or a text. See if you got the kinesthetics. We'll tell you. We got live sessions happening tomorrow. We got the Kona Academy. We got the all exam members. We got 2 sessions happening tomorrow. Make sure that you check your email. The reminders went out already. 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time is when the party starts, and then we'll do the exam mastery right after that. So be sure to be there or be square.
That's right.
All right. You ready to get going? All right. Did I forget anything?
No.
All right. Let's do this, Brandy.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. We're going to do the Series 6, which is 6 different exams, 6 questions. We're going to hit, like on test taking technique nights where we just specifically hit techniques, and we try to not, I don't want to say try not to, but we show you how to answer these questions without content. Tonight, we are going to dab a little bit of content, a little bit. Guys, you got to get a little bit of content in to get these exams done. You have to know a little bit of content. You do. You have to know some content. But like we had a guy who's in the Navy who got all his licenses. He goes, even the Series 65, he goes, look, you got to keep it on the surface like a buoy. That's about as far as your knowledge needs to go. You don't need to go down as far as a submarine to answer these things. You don't need to go deep cuts. You don't need to know anything. As you're in the exam, keep it on the very surface level, just like Brandy shows you with the techniques and just with a little bit of content. So tonight is great. We're going to show you those associations. We're going to show you those connections. We're going to tie in everything we did. This week was only two nights, but we're going to do what our normal is, but we're going to do the little bit of content tonight. So same as always, look at how Brandy breaks these questions down. Look how she simplifies it. Take notes on that, how she looks at the answers first, how she looks at the question, how she makes those connections, and do the same in your quizzes. And when we're done here, practice. Go get your quizzes. Be consistent. Go do the work. Guys, you're not going to get good at that crossover dribble unless you get on the court and crossover dribble. You know what I mean? You're going to hit the leg every time. Brandy has no idea what that is.
I asked you this before. Is that when you go through your legs?
You just go on to this. Let's do this. All right. Now you have fun afterwards. You can look up crossover dribble.
I'm going to Google it.
Do you know why I'm avoiding it? Because I'm like, we could go down this for all night. We'll talk about this way too long.
All right. Treasury, bond, fund, fixed annuities, variable annuity, mutual fund portfolio consisting of blue chip stocks. Like, first of all, that's like very wordy. Anyways, I'm looking at the fact that this says an annuity and that says annuity. Okay. This one is not a security, and the reason why it's not a security is because there's no risk. And this one is a security because there is risk. Okay. So there's your little content.
Got it.
Makes sense? That's your little content. Okay. D is like weird. Like, who says I would like a mutual fund portfolio consisting of blue chip stocks? No. How about a blue chip stock fund? Sorry. That's wordy, right? But test taking techniques tell us that it's going to be fixed or variable. Okay. That's what test taking techniques tell us. Let's go scan the question. Your client, 250,000 to invest, is deducted his lifetime monthly income. Boom, boom. See what I told you already? It confirms that B or C is the answer. That he can receive after he retires. Part of his customer profile stresses that he has uncomfortable experiences in the past in the stock market and is not inclined to invest in anything that's subject. Okay, see?
He doesn't want to invest in anything.
Yeah, so no risk, not a security, fixed annuity all day. And that is how you do suitability.
That is how you do it. Look, I'm going to break away from the quizzing for just a moment. Some people are like, they see these questions and they go, why does it have to be so the way it is? Because your clients are going to be so the way it is. Because they are. They're not going to be very clear. They're going to say things just like this, and you're going to have to figure out what it is. So this is almost like training when you go sit down with somebody and you have to understand what they're asking for because they don't know what they're asking for.
He's not wrong. It's your job to pick based on what they say.
Right. And then you say, based on what you said,
but I want to be rich, but I'm only going to give you $25 a month.
And you don't want to invest in anything.
Starting at 17.
And you don't want any losses.
Right.
That leaves one thing, sir. Fixed annuity.
Not rich. Oh, wait. Sorry.
One step above your mattress.
Yeah. All right. Cash in the amount of $1,600. Fully paid marginable securities totaling $6,400 in market value. Fully paid. Okay. So I got cash 16. I got 64, 16, 32. We're all talking about securities. Okay. So basically, I got to look at some numbers. So this right here is for the people who hate or fear numbers. I got you. Ready? Boom. All right. A customer receives a regulation T margin call for 32. So they're telling you right here, that's how much of a down payment they need to give in cash.
Right.
So which of the following can be deposited? Do you see a cash of 3,200 in your answer choices?
I don't see in cash. I see.
Perfect.
Yes, I don't see in cash.
So then we know, and here's where your content comes in. If I want to use securities, I need to double. Double. 32, 64.
6,400.
Because this would be lower. That would be equal. That would be not even the thing. So that's why.
Little bit of content, and I guarantee you, when they had this on the thing earlier,
a lot of people get this question wrong.
They overthink it
because they assume when they're reading fast that this is the fully, like, this would be how much you would you're purchasing. They're not paying attention to regulation T margin call.
Right. There you go.
I don't know if that happened to you guys in the study group.
I don't know either.
But thought I would throw that out there.
They said they got it earlier, but I don't know what the results were.
2, 4, 3, 6. This is going to be records. Okay, cool. You guys got it right. Okay.
All right.
So the way I teach it is I always start with life. Then I go 6, 5, 4, 3, and then I put 2 off to the side. Okay.
Got it.
So life is spam. Look, I'm only going to talk about which one of these, what S, P, A, and M stand for, if it is in the question.
If it applies.
But if it's not in the question, I'm just going to note spam is lifetime. 6 is OG stuff, records, blotters, blah, 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 blah. Blotters.
When she means OG, like the way used to.
Sorry.
The way they used to keep track of stuff, right? Think like papers and pencils.
Exactly. 5 is all the bad stuff. Actually, it's not really. It's just the financial crimes enforcement network stuff. That's SARS and CTR. Sorry, I'm running fast. 4 is complaints. 3 is everything else. Everything else. And 2 is I got to be able to get to it. Readily accessible. Okay. I have this memorized.
Because you put this in the study guide that's available. Scan the QR code, hit the links. You guys can get your own study guide. It has it in there. And also you can join in on the program, and we got that.
Yeah. And so exactly. And I have learned it this way. I teach it this way. This is how I have it memorized. Notice I have to start with life because that's how I have it memorized.
Right.
Does that make sense? It's like if somebody goes, what's the first line of this song's lyrics?
I'll go even easier. Where in the alphabet is G?
I don't know.
What comes before G? What comes before or after G?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Do you ever do that? You have to like say the actual thing, right? Same thing. Like that's just the way your brain memorized it.
Exactly. Records of original entry must be recorded no late. Oh, okay, wait. So some people would stop there because on a Tuesday, we probably might stop there and not finish reading. But we're going to check ourselves and there's a lot left over. Does that make sense in that question?
Yeah.
Must be recorded no later than the next business. Must be kept readily available. Readily available. Readily available.
That's it. That's it. We didn't have to explain what spam was.
No, see? That's why I didn't have
Not
to go.
important.
And I really wouldn't have had to write records, blotters, and ledgers either. But I did.
Yeah.
Boom.
And if you're like one of those people, can you explain it again?
No.
No. Get the study guide, be in the classes. We'll see you guys there. All right, go.
Market maker.
Keep it moving.
I make the market because I'm a market maker.
Wow.
Yep. Agency.
Feel like you're in Limp Biscuit with a red hat on.
Agency, principals, underwriters. Talking about schools, principals. I don't know. It's kind of like that thing. Like you got to kind of like roll with it, right?
Like a nerd that writes. Is that an underwriter? That's what I think of.
You're writing under the table.
I don't know.
All right, but we know
it's in a closet writing.
Right, but we know underwriters. We hear about it in insurance companies. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like somebody.
He's not the agency.
He's not the agency.
He's writing up some sort of contract. I'm guessing.
He's writing something.
He's writing something.
Because he's an underwriter.
I don't know what that means, but he writes.
It is in there somewhere.
So it says right.
Right.
I know who it is.
Customer's confirmation shows that they paid a commission, $74, on a purchase of 100 shares. The broker dealer is acting in what capacity? I don't know about you, but agents get paid.
Yeah, commission. Agency. If I'm talking commish, I'm talking agency, right? Real estate agency.
Yeah.
Agency. Agent. Agents get paid.
I hear that. Never mind. I was gonna be a bad
movie thing. Business agent.
No, I was gonna say like
sports agent.
James Bond.
Oh.
Secret agents.
No, that's not. That doesn't work, Brandon. That doesn't work.
I know. I just said that. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
That doesn't work, Moneypenny.
The SEC, state courts. There is no appeal in an arbitration hearing. National Adjudicatory Council. Is anybody else like saying the word adjudicatory?
I do not like saying that
That's
word
a cool
because,
word.
like, you can't say kinesthetic. I can't say adjudicatory. Adjudicatory.
You know why? It's
adjudicatory.
It's one of those words that I couldn't pronounce, and now I can. So I'm excited to say it.
All I'm saying it has is justice in it.
And
it's a judge,
it
right?
Kind of rolls. Adjudicatory. Anyways.
Adjudicatory.
Anybody studying for the Series 6 or 26 knows that C is a true statement that we don't appeal in arbitration.
No.
And then this would be cops.
Why can't you appeal in arbitration? Because you just go to court probably.
No, I don't know. It's just arbitrations decisions are legal and binding, period.
Right.
No appeals. I don't know. But if you got busted on code of procedure, right?
That's not good.
And you don't like your response, you don't like your decision, you can appeal that, and you're going to start with the National Adjudicatory Council.
Just like when the cops pull you over for speeding, you can go to court, right? You can appeal it.
Yeah, you can.
When's the last time you got that radar gun calibrated, huh? Huh?
Does that work?
I say it does.
Huh. The SEC would be the second if you don't like what the NAC says, and then the third would be state courts.
I'm just saying, on the side of the road is not a great place to appeal.
Don't appeal.
No.
An arbitration panel. I mean, we're talking about arbitration.
Take your ticket and go. Say, thank you, sir. Would you like some water?
Thank you for my ticket, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. By the way, COP, cops, stand for Code of Procedure. If I didn't say it.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
You did a great job. I was very distracting.
Yeah.
Also, if you're a member, I'm not there. I'm not distracting you. So if you want distraction-free Andy, be a member.
What? I still look at my answers first on the 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers.
Yes.
I do. Because I know now to pick 2. The reason why I say this is because so many times I caught myself trying to pick 2, and then I would get to the answer choices and realize I could pick more or less.
Right.
So
that's why it's important to look at how many.
Just look at your answers. And nothing's standing out. Like there's not one in like one of them, right? So just go, right? Now, sometimes I look here first, and sometimes I look at the question first. It really kind of depends on the length of each one. I don't know about you, but there's numbers. There's a bunch of numbers happening in the 1, 2, 3, 4s. And we are talking about bonds and percentages. So I'm just immediately just going to do this, like immediately. Anytime you guys see a question that has this, just immediately draw the seesaw.
Immediately.
Okay, so we're looking at coupon, current yield, yield symmetry. Okay, so I remember that this is the coupon, right? And then Y, M, C, A. I remember. It works.
The A gets me every time.
Right? And then the yield to maturity has a little bluebird in it because it's also the basis. It's a long story. I'll have to do that one day.
It's also in the member.
Yeah.
There's even animation.
There is. Okay. So now let's just go plug everything in, right?
Let's plug it in.
Okay. So I'm either picking one of those 3. It says 6% municipal bond. That's the coupon. So this is the 6 right here. 1 is my answer. 1 and 1. Get out of here. Get out of here. So 3 or 4. And then it says quoted on a 6.5 basis. Basis is that middle line right there, which is the yield to maturity. I was going to say, which is the M.
Right.
Boom, 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 boom. I don't know what any of that means. I just plugged it in. Boop, boop.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
I mean, I do know what it means. Obviously, I teach it, but
right.
You know, for demonstration.
For those who have not did the boop boop and plugged it in with Brandy, that's what's going on. All right, everybody. I think we're done.
That's it.
I don't know what Brandy's doing, but we're done.
Oh,
okay. There we go. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. That was it. That was it. That was it. How painless was that? It was fun, right? Have fun with your quizzes. Make it fun. Make sound effects like that over there. You know, make your own boopity boops and beepity bops and whatever the heck that you want to do. It's part of the thing. The other thing I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to give you some study tips. We used to do study tips Friday when we used to have the Studying Brew every Friday. I'm going to give you a quick study tips, Andy style. Number 1, if you go and study in your bed at night and you go settle down and you go put your PJs on and you grab your study gear and you're like, I'm going to go ahead and read this book. And by the way, don't put the book over your head while you read or the iPad. If you do, please wear protective gear on your head because it will come down and hit you in the face. I'm just letting you know. Because what have you done? What have you done by putting on your pajamas and get in bed? What are you telling your brain really that you're going to do? That's right. You're going to go memes. You're going sleepy. You're going to sleep time. You've already cashed in. So do you think you're going to actually study? No, you're not. You're not. Your body's finally relaxing for the first time in the day and it's going to sleep. Because this stuff, like I said, is not the most exciting. You're not going to take notes laying on your back. It's not going to happen. So don't do that. So my advice to you, and this is what Brandy used to do all the time, even after a long, hard day of being in the sun or just avoiding the sun like it is now, because I feel like we're all walking on the sun in Southern California. Look, AC's on. You got some nice cold sandia in the watermelon in the fridge, right? Cube up some of that. Sit down at the table. Don't change into your pajamas. Stay in your clothes, your hot, sweaty clothes for a little bit longer. Be uncomfortable and get your study on.
Yep.
Get to work. And then after you're done, then you go to bed. Don't send mixed signals to your brain because it's always going to choose sleep every time. And if you're like Brandy who could not sit there, who says you have to sit and read? Who says you have to sit and take a quiz? You stand up, walk up and down your hallway, pace back and around your living room, whatever. Stand up and walk around. Don't sit there. You don't have to. Stand at the counter. It's really hard. It's a lot harder to fall asleep or to not, to go into that relaxed state when you're moving your legs. I didn't say you couldn't do it. I know there's some people are like, I could sleep. Look, I didn't say that. I just said it's a little bit more challenging. So do that. If there's a will, there's a way. You've heard it, you've seen it on t-shirts, but it's true. If you really want to do this, you'll figure out a way to get yourself to do this, no matter what time of day it is, whatever it is. But through this weekend, I challenge you, through the heat, through the blistering sunshine and whatever. Look, and maybe you don't even want to afford the air conditioning. Go to the library, go to the mall, go to the Starbucks, go somewhere and suck up all their electricity and their air conditioning and use all their free air, right? Go do that. But whatever you do, stay consistent and stay committed to you, not to me, to you. These are commitments you made to you. Make a commitment to you if you haven't already. Figure out why you're doing it and just stick to it. And if you doubt yourself and you feel like you can't or don't want to do it what Brandy did. Take a picture of a sticky with your phone. Make that a wallpaper on your phone. So every time you unlock your phone, you see there on it, it says, did you quiz today? Did you study today? Brandy literally did that. That was her wallpaper on her phone every time she opened it up. Mm-hmm. Set reminders throughout the day. Did you study, Brandy? No, quit lying. Did you study? And then be another one before bed. No, you cannot go to sleep. Did you study? Like she would talk to herself through her reminders set throughout the day. Guys, make it fun. Talk to yourself. You are the first person who you should hold accountable to. You. Because most of the time when you have accountability partners, most of the time, most people can't be honest. They're like, yeah, I studied. Yeah. Liar. Guys, it has to start and it ends with you. So we have all this stuff that's available. If you're not into the Discord, get onto it. If you're not with us as on the program, get on it. Quit messing around. I know there's a lot of people who are like, well, I'm trying to save $1. Yeah, and then you go get your Starbucks for the week. Guys, quit finding liabilities and things that go down the toilet. Go get something that adds to your assets, adds to your profit, adds to your worth.
Does add to your assets.
Yes. So go do that. Join up. Let's get this thing done. Quit messing around. Have a great weekend. We'll be back for the members tomorrow. We'll be back on Sunday as well for the members. And then Monday, we're back with the Studying Brew for all the free. You guys are all amazing. But most importantly, stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your friend's face. That's all I know. Keep that positive mental attitude. PMA, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you all so much for being here. We super, super appreciate you. Practice the Kona catchphrase. Practice the test taking techniques and everything that you've learned so far in your quizzes tonight and through the weekend. We will see you guys next time. Have a great one.